The Call of Duty Zombies community has lost its goddamn mind, and I don't understand why. But in this podcast, we're going to do our best to figure it out. Could it be the misleading marketing from Treyarch? Could it be that Zombies is a shell of its former self? Or could it be the fact that people are sending death threats to entire subsections of the community itself? There's a lot to dive into. Stick around until the end of this episode, and we'll talk through it all. The other day, I was on Twitter, and I basically saw a tweet from this guy named Uwu Leaker, cringe name, and it basically said, if you could press a button and Cold War BO6 Zombies fanboys would all die instantly if their age is over 18, which is a weird caveat, would you press it? And obviously that's super stupid, but then I saw part 2 of this in the comment section. I'd press it to kill all the BO3 Zombies fans. And I think this is a really nice representation of the absolute shit show that is the Zombies community right now. And before we dive into all these small particulars inside of your video, why do you think this is happening so vehemently? Why are we so at each other's throats?
Okay, so I think there's 2 big things with this, okay? One is that we have been, like, within the game itself has been changing its core kind of like mechanics, like balancing wise, as in like becoming easier and more casual. And so it's been alienating a lot of those hardcore fans or people just in general that like harder games. Like think about like Souls fans, you know, like they love the challenge and that kind of stuff. And so it's alienating a lot of those people because there's not really an option to play like that. Because like think about Black Ops 2, dude. Literally original mode and easy mode, you know, there's like, so there's different crowds of people, and it's like Black Ops 4 did the same thing to like an even greater extent. Like you can turn off whatever you want, you know, and there was also difficulty options, you know, and so there's things like that we had in the past that we no longer have, but now it's that plus we're now going in this super more casual, easy direction. But it's a combination with that. And Treyarch has a very, very, or I don't know if it's Treyarch, it might just be more of Activision's thing. They have a horrible track record with marketing, and just like they're really good at hyping stuff up. They're absolutely phenomenal at that. But they are horrible at setting expectations correctly. And it's just been a thing. It's been like the recent years, like the past, like ever since Cold War. I think it's probably a bigger problem than the actual game itself, honestly. And I think that's really what's causing like that kind of division right now. Yeah,
I understand what you're saying from the perspective of the BO3 fan. Like just that if we're drawing a hard line in the sand, let's just say, you know, Cold War to BO3 or whatever. But what I don't get is the vitriol towards BO3 people. Like I'll see tweets and comments, and granted there's a lot more hate on Twitter than there is on actual YouTube. Well, maybe your comment section speaks a little differently, but I see a lot of people going, oh, these BO3 guys are just idiots. They want to copy and paste. They don't like innovation. They don't like change. They just want things to be the same over and over again. And to be honest, I remember when BO3 came out, a lot of those comments were kind of directed at the BO1 people or like the BO2 people. They're like, oh, they don't want change. They don't want the mode to push forward. They don't want anything to get new or evolve. And that's where I'm kind of mostly confused is why are the Cold War people shitting all over the classic fans, so to speak?
Yeah. So I feel like there's one, again, kind of going back briefly to what I was talking about is like, unfortunately, we're not getting any middle ground solutions here. So, but this is a thing that's happening on both sides where both are having to fight for this is the way I want the game to be. Okay. And so they're having to fight each other being like, no, it has to be this way, or no, it has to be this way, because it can only be one or the other, you know, because we don't have those options that we used to have in the past. So the community is going to have to collectively fight to figure out what is the consensus on what this game should be. Should it be super easy or should it be super hard? Because it's only going to be one or the other. And that's, I think, a huge problem with that, because like the fans are going to be like, if there's people saying, hey, I want it to be super hard. I want the M1911. Screw the starting weapons. I want them gone. Then there's the people that love that in the new games. They're like, I love just spawning with whatever gun I want. It's like, why are you trying to take that away from me? Like, it's like screw off. Like, I just want to play the game. I like it how I like it. Like, why do I have to change the way I like the game to satisfy you, you know? So yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, but what I have concern with is a lot of the new people who are saying like, oh, we don't need to go back to these old systems because they're outdated or whatever. I think it's and I'm trying to like push back here. I don't always argue from positions that I necessarily hold. I just kind of like to create thought experiments.
Yep.
Sometimes it feels like those people are they're trying to change zombies into something it necessarily isn't. Like why are we advocating for systems in zombies that are antithetical to the classic progression that the mode had to offer? And there was something that you said in your video that I was watching before us meeting today, but you were talking about how zombies never really changed. I know I'm kind of jumping to the end of the video, but I really like this point, and we're kind of like dancing around that. And I kind of agree with this statement that zombies has never really changed, but the difference is the systems were presented differently. And you said you had a line in your video that was like, oh, they're just kind of in a different coat of paint. I kind of agree with that. I kind of disagree with it. So let's like, if we talk about Widow's Wine, and that's like the armor system or the 14 hit down or whatever you want to call it. But you could only have 4 perks. So if you were going to choose Widow's Wine, you were going to be sacrificing perhaps Jug, or you were going to be sacrificing Stamina, or you're going to be sacrificing something, or you would be doing a side Easter egg in hopes that you were going to be getting that perk or have the option to purchase it with like a 5th perk slot. And so that's kind of like my big issue is how do we allow ourselves to become overpowered, but not have that overpowered aspect be baked into the core gameplay loop?
Yeah, so I think the biggest part is like, I mean, yeah, I think in most zombies games, eventually at one point you can get super overpowered. Like even in like Call of the Dead, if you kill George enough times, dude, you got a freaking perkaholic. You get the Wonder Waff every single time you kill him. It's like, that's kind of crazy. And then so while you're doing that, you're using your Wonder Waff ammo. The zombies are dropping ammo, and then you get the Wonder Waff is gone. George is back. You kill him again because you got your upgraded scavenger. It's like it's constant free perks, constant like infinite like damage basically. And it's like we've had things like that, but getting to that point was super difficult. You know, you had to strategize, you had to like get Jug early, you had to try and get the power on and get the Pack-a-Punch early, you had to like strategize your perks or your points so that you can get Pack-a-Punch early on, you can do more damage to them, and you get a death machine, you make sure you optimize it perfectly. It was the beginning I think is the key of the gameplay. It's the issue isn't as much as it is like later on it being super easy or you being really powerful. I think the biggest part is that it's the start of the game, you know? It's
that initial curve.
The initial power curve. It's like you spawn in now, you don't need to hit the box. You don't need to get a wall gun. You could go from round 1 to 15 in the spawn room, and you can just spawn with an XM4 and just shoot the zombies, and it's like with no perks. And it's like, I don't know, that to me is like, it's crazy, you know? It's like you could do that in the other games, but you had to get something like Jug. You had to hit the box. You couldn't just spawn with the starter pistol and like get to who knows what round, you know? Like, and another thing is like, I think I had a segment in the video that briefly showed it, but you know, there's people on YouTube that have like just sat like literally.
I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah, literally no left stick. You could spawn in Cold War, just sit there, not moving, actually just never move. And then you can get to round 10 plus. And the fact that you can do that from round 1 to 10, like getting past that point from just the starting weapon, not moving. That to me, it's insane, you know?
It is. Yeah. Well, something I find, I'm going to kind of go back to something I was saying just a second ago with the systems inside of zombies. Like if you think about BO3, okay, so you have the core traditional zombies loop, right? You have your weak starting pistol. It has like, I don't know, 8 8 bullets in the magazine and maybe you have like 4 reloads. You buy a couple doors, you're slowly working your way to Jug. But if you wanted to use Gobblegums, that would allow you to break the rules and bypass all those systems.
Mhm.
My concern with BO6, well, actually, let me take a step back. With Cold War, all of those Gobblegums, those gameplay mechanics, were injected into that difficulty curve, and it really made things a lot more simpler. So as you unlocked ether crystals or whatever, like you would be able to have a Bowie knife right as you spawn in, and you could literally knife zombies one hit. I think it's till round 11 or something like that. Same with whatever that, and that's probably why that dude that you showed the video in your video could sit there and not get killed, because the melee power is so overpowered just from your base load in. So anyway, my point is, my concern with BO6 is if all of these Cold War mechanics are going to be coming back into the game as part of the core progression loop, or the progression arc, or the core gameplay loop, what are Gobblegum's purpose going to be? How are they going to actually do anything into the gameplay? I don't know if they will.
Yeah, I really feel like they're not gonna be, like, as impactful. I think they're gonna look like Gobblegums, but I feel like they're gonna lean more towards the elixir system, because if you remember how that was, they were really not that powerful. They were just kinda like a fun little thing, you know? It's just like here and there, it's like, "Oh, yeah, I got more, I don't know, I got a little bit more points this time. I got 1 fire sale." It's like because Black Ops 3, they went crazy with it, which, I mean, it was a part of the fun, I guess, of like Gobblegums. It was just, it breaks the game. But again, like it is completely optional. So the thing is like whether they're even like super good or they're super bad, it really is a truly optional feature, where it's like something that I had touched on in the video is like what drives me crazy is when it's not necessarily optional with something like the loadout system, where the people, I just got to bring this up because I would love to touch on this. Okay. The loadout system, people always say, dude, just spawn in with the pistol, the 1911, just spawn with the 1911. It's not the same. That's not truly an option. Black Ops 4, that did it right. They actually did the loadout system correctly. You know, you spawn with the Welling, it's dog. It's absolutely awful. Okay. You pack a punch it, dual wield explosive, you know, it's sweet. And it's like you have like no ammo on it and you have to go buy wall guns. You have to go. So you were able to play like classic zombies in Black Ops 4. In the new games, okay, like Cold War as an example, you spawn with the 1911. You have, like, if you have no attachments on it, the base red rarity, not even the permanent purple tier upgrade, over 200 bullets in reserve, okay? And it's a one-shot headshot until round 3, okay? On round 2, it's 4 shots to the body to kill a zombie. And in Black Ops 1 round 2, 8 shots to the body doesn't even kill the zombie. It's like it's over doubled the base damage that it used to be. It's like it's not just because the problem with the loadout system is not just I want to spawn with the 1911. The problem with it is that it is too, like, everything off, just everything is crazy. Even the worst possible option you can pick is absolutely, it's overpowered, you know? And it's like that is not truly optional. I would love to just spawn in with literally nothing, like just fist and no gun and Cold War, and just actually have to buy a gun or something like that. But that you can't do that. It's literally, and it's like it's not optional because you have to start the game with a weapon, you know?
Yeah.
You have to do that. It's forced on you. Like a gobble gum, you have to go to the machine, you have to spin it, you have to pick the gums you want going into the game. Like it's all totally optional.
Yeah, I actually I don't really care too much about the loadout system, to be honest. I hate that all, like, kind of what you're saying, that all the weapons are just super strong, because it takes away from that feeling of despair, that feeling of, am I even going to make it to Jug? And not to mention, I know they didn't have Jug in Black Ops 4. So basically, Black Ops 3 was the last game where they really hid Jug away from the player and made you work to it. I mean, think about it. I always think about Spaceland, because this is I remember the first time I really noticed it. It took a while to get to the corner where Jug was, and I remember just going to the loading in and going to the left every single time and going over to that damn Jug machine. But ever since Black Ops 3 or that era, Jug is like right in the middle of the map, or you go to wherever the Wonders Fizz is, and you don't have any. I don't even know what the word is. There's no need to learn the layout of the map to understand which path to take, to have the path of most safety so that you can continue your progression. And something else I've noticed inside of the older games is that 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 the way you would move through the map, knifing zombies, getting points, opening certain doors, like that was the progression system in a way. And now it's all about prestiging 7,000 times inside of your seasonal rank, grinding 10 million camos. And that's really what the loadout system is about. It's about grinding your camos. It's about not having to waste your time hitting the box, wasting your time going up to a wall weapon, and you're doing whatever the hell you have to do. And so, fine. I don't really care about that. If people want to grind, let's grind. But why can't we have that super duper low power curve again with our loadout weapons? Why are we skipping that? I just don't quite understand.
Yeah. Because again, it's like the problem is not that you're spawning in with any gun, you know? Because it's like, dude, back in the day, if like in Black Ops 1, they were like, okay, you spawn in with an AK-74U, okay? That's your starting gun. They just changed it from the 1911 from World at War, okay? Think about that. And you only had like 30 bullets and like maybe one extra mag, and it took 15 shots to kill on round one. It'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like the same thing. It's awful. You run out of ammo. You need to maximize your points. You need to go get another gun. You need to go hit the box. It's the loadout, the actual weapon itself has literally nothing to do with it. If they would have implemented the loadout system and it maybe kept the power of it, but had you have to go through the map to get it, or if they would have made it so that, you know, those base guns are actually on equal level, they're all awful. It's like, but they didn't do that. It's like you can spawn in with an RPK or whatever, or RPD in Cold War that has like hundreds of bullets in reserve and 100 in the mag that you have, and it's like a 3-shot kill on round one. You could just sit there, just no scope, just kill everything, and it's like, and there's no challenge to it. But imagine if that RPD, it was like it took half the mag to kill one zombie on round one. It's like, dude, I need another gun. But the thing is, it's like, if you were to upgrade the tier of that, then it would be usable, you know, it's just that base loadout tier, like being more powerful, I think is the big issue with that.
It is an issue. Do you think Treyarch is going to, like, I don't even know how to ask this question. What do you think they're going to do? Because I can't remember where it was in your video, but you were like, people are starting to see Treyarch is missing something here. The developers are missing something, and it's not just hardcore fans, it's casuals as well. And I will even say some Cold War fans are kind of like, you know, where's the atmosphere here with Liberty Falls? Or it does seem a little bit easy. And then you posted that clip of T-Dog, which I do like T-Dog a lot, but his zombies takes, they always kind of rub me the wrong way.
I love him.
I know, he's always like, I just want to hop in and kill zombies, but then he'll also say like, it's boring and easy. I'm like, yeah, I know, that's because people want to hop in and kill zombies. It's like, that's what makes it boring. Anyway, I'm getting a little fired up, but what do you think Treyarch's going to do? You go ahead. You go ahead.
Honestly, I think the easiest thing they can do is just nerf the crap out of it. Because the thing is, a lot of people come in with the mindset of what they want. You know, it's like, oh, if I was a dev, I would just do this or whatever. But it's like, you have to put your mind in the seat of the developers. This game is like a month away from launching. Okay,
it is.
Systems are already baked in. They're gonna be there. They're gonna be like, it's like, this is how the game is gonna be. Now, what is easy to be changed? Okay, you know, just like visual assets, like the HUD. You know, that's like a pretty easy thing you can change, and number things. Okay, like think of just in terms of like balancing, like multiplayer, we have balancing changes all the freaking time. It's like, okay, this assault rifle in the beta, or the like the Black Ops 6 beta, we had the SMG that was crazy. Okay, then like within the next few days, the next week of the beta, it was nerfed. They tweaked the numbers for like 3 different things. Okay, they can do that within a couple days for one gun, you know? So this is the thing that is, I think, the most reasonable, is literally just have them nerf the crap out of the loadouts. So then you're actually in a need of actually having to go do something. And I think another part of that would really help would be also increasing the amount that the ammo cost for your loadout weapon, or even just all weapons in general. I think that would be great. Because imagine if you start with, you can pick whatever gun you want, and as in the Liberty Falls gameplay, the XM4 that they started with, 60 bullets that you have just in your base mag, and then 500 in reserve. Okay. And ammo for that gun, like without any upgrades on it, is 250.
Mm.
250 points for over 500 bullets.
Which
Okay.
is what, like
And the
3
gun's
zombie
not
deaths or something?
it's like the gun isn't bad. It takes a few shots to kill a zombie on round one.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's not even like it's gonna like that's crazy. But you know, imagine if we have that same gun, okay, but maybe it's you have 60 in your mag, but in reserve, maybe you only have 60, and it takes half of that ammo to kill one zombie on round one. And maybe the ammo box is 1,000 points. Okay. Think about that. It's the same exact system. The feature, the way it works, everything is the same, except the balancing is different. And it completely changes. Like, imagine if you do Black Ops 1, Kino der Toten, you spawn in. Your 1911 has 500 bullets in it, okay? And it's a 3-shot
It
kill
just
on round
sounds
one.
ridiculous when you
It's like,
say it
dude,
out loud.
even if it's like, dude, imagine you boot in a Black Ops 1 like that. I'm not hitting I'm not getting a wall gun. It's like, dude, I'm just using this 1911. I'll go get Jug, and then I'll pack it and have dual wheel explosive ones. I'll just use it for the whole game. You
Yeah.
know? It's like it's crazy.
Yeah, man. This is something I've said before, but Cold War just made a lot of tweaks in the easy
Mhm.
direction. And like if every dial is like set to 5, like Cold War just tweaked it to 4 and to 3 on the easy scale, just making it a little bit easier. And when you have like the weapon caches are 250 points, and you starting with your loadout weapon, and it's super powerful, and you know, you have the new point system, and the zombie speed is or not the zombie speed, but the like hit system is however many hits it takes to down you, and Easter eggs are a little easier, and boss fights are a little easier. It's like then the whole thing becomes easier. And so I was really, really hoping that Treyarch was going to be doing this the other way. And when I looked at Terminus for the first time, I kind of felt like they were. I was like, okay, we have to plate our armor now. Armor's super expensive. So maybe it's going to take a while to get to that point where we're comfortable with our health. Oh, okay. Maybe I do have 7 million bullets when I spawn in, but if I'm getting to round 8, it's going to take probably a couple magazines to take out a horde. Fine. So I was kind of looking at it. All right, maybe they're turning it to 5 or to 6 now, and it's going to start adding up and pushing towards that pressure. The other thing I'm really hoping for is what Black Ops 4 did, which is making the Easter eggs take longer to kind of start. So what I mean by this is in Ancient Evil, for example, you have to get set up, you have to open up Pack-a-Punch or whatever, then you have to do those 2 challenges, get your ranking up to epic so that you can start the Easter egg. Then you have to make sure you have upgraded all 4 of the gauntlets. So by the time you're starting the Easter egg, you're at about round 15 or so. And that's when the zombies start to get a little bit more aggressive. So I'm hoping that they do similar shit like that. So it's like, okay, plating armor. Yeah, I can't buy my armor vest right away. My gun's starting to get weak. I haven't been able to like actually get the resources to push it to tier 2 or to tier 1 or whatever. And then by the time you're starting to get ready and you're starting to get comfortable, it's about round 15, round 16, and now the Easter egg's starting. And then it pushes you further into like round 25, 27, 28, 30. Maybe our first couple playthroughs, we're finishing that Easter egg at around round 35. That's what I'm hoping for. And with an actual tough boss fight. And if they can do that on the actual like zombie fan maps, not the Liberty Falls type maps, I think overall I will be pretty happy with this game. But what concerns me is going back to Liberty Falls is stealing one of your chapter markers here, the daytime argument. Seeing the daytime and the lack of environmental storytelling, it just doesn't feel. I know that's a subjective metric, but it just doesn't have that feeling that I want.
Yeah. So like I actually got a really interesting comment. I believe it was from one of I think it was the original senior lighting director at Treyarch. He was talking about like bringing Kino, like the first like main daytime map, to zombies, and how like they went about doing that. And they basically, what he said is that they tried to channel like a horror movie kind of vibe to it, like they tried to focus on, I think it was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's like something like even in the daytime can be horrifying, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like that's the thing is that you're able to do that, and they've done that in the past, you know? They've done it multiple times. It's like, dude, like even like Shangri-La can be pretty like freaky at times where it's like you're in the jungle, you hear all these noises, and it's like, oh, what is that? It's like something like shrieking in the background, and then you're like, you hear another shriek, and it's something runs around the corner and it's running right at you. It's like there's things like that that like all kind of like go together. It's like Shang is one of the most bright daytime maps I can think of.
Isn't
And
Verructon in the daytime?
yeah, I think it's daytime. It's one of the ones I didn't mention
It's
because
like
it's
dusky.
more like yeah, it's like
Yeah.
sunset, dusk kinda. But like I'm thinking like noon, like brightest
Mm,
it can be, clear blue sky, like that's like what Kino is. Kino's so sunny that you go outside and you're blinded. Like if you
yeah.
go over to where double tap is, you walk out and you're like, oh my god, like your screen's like you feel like you're getting flashbanged. So it's like it's crazy. But it's like, yeah, they can do that. And so I see people complaining about like, oh, it's just daytime. Just make the skybox like brown or whatever, and it make everything fun. It's like, no, it's that's not necessarily the problem. It's like when I see it, I think about something like Kino, and I'm like, dude, when I go outside, I'm still like uneasy. You know, I'm still like, oh my gosh, like there's I don't know, I just feel uncomfortable. But it's like you don't feel like that in Liberty Falls when you're watching the gameplay. And it's like I think a big part of that is yet again the lack of kind of environmental storytelling through it being a zombies outbreak. Because what I touched on in the video is like it feels like everyone just vanished. Like it was like
Yeah.
not just like everyone ran away. It was a everyone's just poof gone. Like there's all these cars there. There's no dead bodies hanging out of the cars. There's no blood there. There's just cars, no one in them, just empty, just sitting there on the street. It's like I don't know. It's just so weird. It's like a ghost town. It's very like odd. It's like it's more of a ghost town than the buried like church or whatever. It's like I don't know. It's just it's so weird to me that they went in that direction when it can they've done things like that before. Like Shadows is like pretty much a city type map, or even something like Nuketown Zombies or like Alpha Omega is kind of like, you know, there's buildings and like places there that it kind of has that city or like multiple building type vibe, I guess. Or even I guess Kino to some extent. It's like you go there and it's like there's dead bodies and there's blood and there's like garbage and people stuff. It's like in Shadows, there's stuff everywhere. You
Yeah.
look any that map, it's just a pile of just someone's stuff. It's like there's like fruit all over the ground. There's just papers all over the place. And like in like 90% of Liberty Falls, it's like, okay, it's nice and clean. There's the shrubs are all there. Everything's all nice and clean as someone just swept the street or whatever. And it's like, but oh, there's a empty car there, and maybe there's a dead body in that building. It's like, I don't know. It's they can definitely do it. It just seems like I don't know.
It's not
They just
moody. There's no like
yeah.
moody atmosphere. Have you played Onslaught?
Yes, I have. Yep.
You should now that you've seen Liberty Falls, you should play the Onslaught. I know it's a remake from I think BO2, but Standoff. I was playing it the other day just by chance.
Yep.
Excuse me. I talk on microphones all day to clients and like my voice gets so raspy.
All good.
Anyway, so you should play Standoff. It I was playing it and I kind of thought it looked like Liberty Falls a little bit. I was like there's just kind of you're in like a town, there's fire, it's like a little bit of there's a little destruction, there's like a gas station there. I was like this is pretty much Liberty Falls. And then even the daylight is kind of similar. It was kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie. I was not really feeling it. And I did a podcast with the Gaming Revolution, and we were both saying that we think Liberty Falls is gonna be like a sleeper hit, kind of one of the like a banger map kind of after it gets in the hands of the public. I still think that's true. I just don't think it's going to be for the group of people I thought it was going to be for. I thought it was going to be a sleeper hit for the zombies community. I thought we were going to see it and think, oh, like kind of what we're feeling right now. Oh, daytime. It doesn't have that atmosphere, or maybe not daytime. You kind of just elaborated why that's not super important, but just doesn't have that moody atmosphere. It doesn't really feel like zombies, but I think it could be that hit for the MP guys, for the people that want to grind their camos, go back into Warzone, kind of like what they were doing into Cold War. But my main concern, I guess, is like, it's like, all right, fine. I guess we'll have our kind of lame map. But what's this Easter egg going to be like? Is it going to evolve the map at all? Is it going to change the way it looks? Is it going to add more dark ether purple shit everywhere? I don't know. And my initial reaction before seeing the gameplay would have been, yes, I will. I do think that's the case. I do think the map's going to evolve and change. After seeing gameplay and after hearing what the devs want to do with the map,
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case anymore. I think it's going to maybe have some minor changes to atmosphere, maybe like a Forsaken kind of element where it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But not much, man. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I really don't think it's going to happen. Just because it's like, I don't know. I feel like if it was something that was going to be like that, they would market it. Like they would be like, "Yo, look, this map changes or whatever." Like at COD Next, I feel like they would want to have that as an element. Like maybe maybe not starting the Easter egg, but like having the actual steps there, but having some sort of element like that. Like if the map was to change, like early on in the Easter egg, having that be like maybe the first few steps or whatever would activate that, and having that be there so that people are like, "Oh my gosh, well, it's like this map is so cool. I want to get this. I want to buy this, you know?" 'Cause it's like that's their goal. Their goal is to get people to want to play the game and buy it. And so if there was something like that that was that drastic and that huge, it's like they're already showing us zombies gameplay. Why would they not show that to us right now? It's like, dude, the Terminus gameplay, it's like we're already seeing what's likely the boss fight, dude. It's like that giant tentacle monster thing, you know? It's like that's 90% chance we're gonna. It's like they did the same thing with the Red Worm in Modern Warfare 3. So I really do not think that's gonna happen. But I would love to see something like that. Just like even if it's not like just the whole map is dark ether or whatever, it'd be cool. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be cool. But what I would love to see is something like maybe if you start the Easter egg or something, you could have sort of like a Call of the Dead fog mechanic where every 10, 15 minutes or something, like this like eerie fog just kind of envelops the outside of the map, and you want to go inside to see better, you know? And so I'm thinking like, dude, Silent Hill. If you know Silent Hill, I freaking love Silent Hill. And it's like, dude, I'm thinking about, dude, imagine if Liberty Falls was like shrouded in fog, like from like just like every once in a while, like Call of the Dead, when it's so foggy, you can't see 2 feet in front of you. And then you have to go into the buildings. It's like, dude, that would be unique to Liberty Falls. It wouldn't just be another Cold War Zombies map. It's like even something super small like that would make it distinct because it's like, oh, you could run around in the fog, but it's like you can't see the zombies, you know? And so then it encourages you to go inside the areas of the map that are like not covered in fog, which is like the cool places like the bowling place
or the
bowling
comic book
alley,
store or whatever.
the comic book store, the Dark Ether Church. It's like that kind of stuff. Those are the cooler areas of the map, and it would push you into those sections. And then maybe you go in there and you'd be like, oh, what is this? There's like, I can pick this thing up, or oh, there's a number here. It's like, and then it pushes you into those locations, you know? Because it's like, again, you're not drawn into those at all anymore because of stuff like the Wonder Fizz. It's like, you're not going to go into that building and go get stamina up. You're just going to go to the Wonder Fizz, hold X, spam A and right on the D-pad, buy everything instantly, you know? Yeah. I think something like that would also help just in just the general gameplay, not just the vibe and atmosphere and the feel of zombies, but also playing the game, you know?
Yeah, dude, that's actually a pretty good idea. Just a cloudy, overcast day with some fog, just kind of bellowing in through the streets, and you could use the jet gun to like do that blast, and it would clear the space. Dude, or you could use the mangler weapon, and it would like cut a line through the fog. Like they have the graphical capabilities to do cool stuff like that, and it just it really does add to. I mean, it adds to that atmosphere. I posted a poll on my Twitter the other days asking people like what the most important element to zombies was atmosphere, gameplay. I forget what the other two were, but the gameplay won and atmosphere came in second. But I think they are actually pretty equal in terms of importance because they play off of one another. Yeah. You can have great gameplay, but if your map sucks, if it's not a space that I don't want to spend time in, then I'm not gonna enjoy your gameplay features. But it's the flip side is also true. If your map is really awesome, but your gameplay doesn't really make sense, or it's clunky, or it just doesn't feel good, well, then I'm not going to want to spend time in that space either because the gameplay doesn't play off of the atmosphere. And I think Ancient Evil, again, I'm sorry, I'm like reviewing Ancient Evil right now, so it's like on my mind, but they did such a good job of balancing the atmosphere with the gameplay. So, for example, think about the gauntlet, the redeemed hand of Ornos, where
Mhm.
you shoot the zombies into those arrows, and then
Oh.
the arrows release a feather, and then you have to shoot the feather down to the shrine. Like,
Mhm.
that is using Apollo's arrows to create atmosphere. You're using the zombies to shoot stuff outside of the map, which which trigger another release for the gameplay mechanic for you to use the hand to shoot the feather down to the shrine. And then you go into the teleporter and it takes you to a new secret space that you're only going to be in for a certain amount of time. That shit is fucking awesome because it's using the gameplay and the environment and the atmosphere together. And you're only going to be in that one space for what, a minute? And you could say it's useless, but I feel like it makes it so much more special because now every time I go there, I look up really high at the zombies like piling in over the cliffs. I'm waiting for that blue teleporter to show up so I can get back down to safety. It's just shit like that. I love it so much. And so I'm sitting here wondering, like, how, I know it's so early to tell, but when it came to Cold War, that wasn't really happening. We weren't really we weren't really going to cool spaces like to upgrade something or to, I don't know. And I blamed it on COVID, but then I look at the art direction at Black Ops 6 and I'm like, okay, Terminus does have some cool stuff. Terminus does have some cool art design. How much of it is going to be interactable? And even if it is, am I just going to be able to go up to the fucking crafting table and use my salvage to buy it anyway? What makes that special? That's kind of where I get a little salty.
Yeah. You're completely valid in feeling that way because that is like, especially like it's really been like reinforced even through like the comments I've gotten on my like most recent videos that is part of what made zombies. It's those little tiny things. It's like a big thing I talked about in the video was like even mechanics that you loved in the past. If they get rid of the part that made it feel like zombies and that made it special, people like sometimes even feel like it's a new thing that was never even here, or they just end up despising the thing that they used to love. Like I think a great example of this, the death machine, dude. You would shoot a zombie, randomly a death machine would drop. In Cold War, you shoot a zombie, a death machine randomly will drop. Okay? It's the exact same thing.
Sure.
Like mechanically, like fundamentally, it's the same thing. But in Black Ops 1, it's glowing blue, a different color than all the drops. It's like three little like bullets, and you're like, what the heck is this? Like some random thing just popped up. I haven't seen this. And then you grab it, you whip out a freaking death machine, and then in your ear it goes, death machine. And you're like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. You know, it's like, but dude, in Cold War, you kill a zombie,
Dude, you
same
crack
thing.
me up.
Death machine drops on the ground, okay? And it's just sitting there in the dirt with a slight purple outline. You go up to it, you hit X, it goes in your pocket, you pull it out, and it's still the death machine, same thing, but it's boring. You know, they got rid of what made it special. It wasn't that it was the death machine. It was what was surrounding that made it so cool. And so like another thing that like I like talking about is like back in the day when we would get overpowered stuff early on, if it was done in a cool way, everyone was like, yo, this is sick. I love this, you know? So think about this, okay? Like, I mean, in new zombies, you get super overpowered early on, and it's like, dude, oh, this sucks. Like, I want it to be hard again, whatever. But it's like, dude, in Black Ops 2, if you were bad and like you got the ray gun off the Olympia wall by, dude, I was like, dude, I want to do that so bad. It's like, dude, if I get the ray gun round one, that's sick. It's like, dude, you go up to the Olympia just randomly and it just poof, green. And it's like, oh, you got the ray gun. It's like, if you see someone do that in a public match, you're like, dude, what? How did you do that? Like, what the heck? It's cool. You know, it's like that's probably more powerful than anything we've had in modern zombies and what you're spawning with, you know, like back in Black Ops 2, doing something like that, or going in the buried bank, you know, it's like you just go there and you buy everything, but it's like, again, it's optional and you don't have to do it. But if you do it, sometimes it's like, dude, it's kind of fun. It's like popping a gobble gum in Black Ops 3. You pop a perkaholic, you know what? I'm just chilling today, you know, and it's fun. But it's like when you start the game and instead of like, you know, just popping a gobble gum, it's like a cool gumball that has like a logo on it that you earned in the game, you know, that you're using to get overpowered. It's you spawn in military, just like, oh, I'm here with my gun. I'm chilling. It's like it's just like it's not zombies, you know?
Yeah, the
Like,
mechanics are just integrated to be that way. They're
yeah,
not they're not optional. The core systems have been, again, it's taking all of the elixirs, the gobblegums, all those systems that were overpowered and then integrating them into the actual gameplay loop, as opposed to having a
mhm,
system with a ceiling with a set of rules, and then all that other shit was just extra. And if we
yep,
wanted to bust it, if we wanted to break it, we had gobblegums, elixirs, a
mhm,
bank, a ray gun in a secret wall by, whatever.
yep,
It was additional. Um,
yeah,
that's what happens when you marry everything and you try to make this like balanced
mhm,
soup of I don't know, of whatever. Um, there was something I wanted to ask. I'm trying to. I didn't make note of it, but you wrote "COD Next was a mistake." Is one of
ooh,
your chapters. Can you
mhm,
elaborate on that? I don't remember the point from the video. I'm
yeah.
trying to, but
So, like, again, a big part of that is, like, COD Next so it's, again, going off of they have, like, a little shaky record with, track record of their marketing and stuff like that over the recent years, and I think COD Next is just another piece of that puzzle where COD Next was marketed as, "This is the reveal of, like, this is Black Ops 6, this is the reveal," you know? You're gonna see multiplayer gameplay for the first time. You're gonna see zombies gameplay for the first time. But just randomly before that, during that first month, they're just like, "Oh, here's the zombies reveal." And everyone's like, "Oh, I thought we were getting that at COD Next." And then they're like, "Oh, but Liberty Falls is at COD Next, guys." And so the thing is, though, is that the Call of Duty markets COD Next as the reveal for Call of Duty. So there's the Warzone fans, there's the multiplayer fans, there's the zombie fans. They're all tuning in for this one big showcase. It's the reveal of Black Ops 6, you know?
mm,
And so during that showcase, you would expect them to touch on all the cool stuff they've already announced for Terminus, show Terminus, talk about it, maybe talk about some of the cool, unique features and put big emphasis like, hey guys, you can save your solo match. Hey guys, the crew is back in the other map. Look at all this cool atmosphere. Look at how great it looks with the HUD off. You can turn off all these HUD elements. But no, we didn't get like almost any of that. And it's like that should have been a first thing. It was like before we even saw Liberty Falls, we should have just been like, okay, we see Terminus, the trailer, like just, and then boom, bullet points. All the blog posts, because the thing is, the average player that loves Warzone, zombies, even casual or like multiplayer, or even casual zombies fans, they're not gonna just go there. The hardcore fans are just gonna go to that blog post and just scroll through like what? It was like freaking 30 pages of
yeah,
just
it took
like
like an hour to read.
scrolling. It was great. There's so much cool stuff coming. Absolutely fantastic. But that needs to be in the actual marketing material because people have no clue any of this stuff is happening. My entire comment section is filled with people being like, dude, I hate that we're going to have easy Easter eggs again and it's just going to be telling me what to do. It's like, dude, that's not how it is anymore. We have the Black Ops 3 style Easter eggs back. We have the Easter egg hunt for the first month. People are complaining
Well,
like, dude,
so they
God,
say.
you're never
We'll
like,
see.
yeah, it's like, yeah, but like again, it's like even with the crew, people are commenting like, dude, I can't believe we still don't have a crew. Like, they're never gonna add it back. We're just gonna have operators forever. It's like, dude, the crew is back. No one knows any of this stuff because they didn't market this at COD Next. Because what they are marketing, what people are seeing, because I even ran a poll on my channel, like asking people if what they had seen, and a giant chunk of people, it was like 40% of people had only seen the Liberty Falls gameplay at COD Next or marketing material, as in like the gameplay trailer for Terminus and the Liberty Falls intro cutscene. That was all they had seen. Okay, from
Interesting.
like again, it's like statistically, it's like I probably didn't have a large enough like sample size, but I think just from what the little sample that I had, I think that's super interesting because it really shows that like not knowing that information is having a giant impact on people because there's a lot of people that saw my original video where I was kind of nitpicking Liberty Falls, being like this isn't zombies, this needs to change, this like these I don't like these mechanics, I don't like how easy it is, and I was also big emphasis on this was not what they marketed. They marketed, hey guys, dude, look, Richtofen's back. That's what all the casuals are saying. They're like, oh my gosh, it's Richtofen. I remember him from Black Ops 1. And then they see what I'm showing in the video. It goes from that. You just start as a random person halfway across the city on a random rooftop, no mansion or anything anywhere. Anything in that cutscene is nothing to be seen in
Yeah.
the actual gameplay. It's like people felt duped. They just saw the gameplay trailer and then they see the stuff from COD Next, either from my video or from the COD Next showcase, and they're like, "What? What the heck is this?" It's like But imagine you see the Terminus intro cutscene, and then you see the Terminus no HUD gameplay, and it's like, dude, yeah, this is what I wanted. They show me the trailer. It looks sick. It's exactly, you start exactly where the intro leaves off as that cast of characters. And so it's like a big point that I tried to touch on was like, imagine Mob of the Dead, okay, with that released now, and we saw that incredible intro cutscene with the 4 mobsters, okay, but oh no, they all end up dying in the end. Oh my goodness! And then imagine you start the map not as them like resurrecting in the cycle, but instead as a random cast of characters, just like random people,
just like security guards who come to clean up the mess
across the river. Like, just like you can see Alcatraz in the distance, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's zombies in this town or whatever. And it's like, dude, that is not what they're setting it up to be. They're like, oh my gosh, guys, Richtofen is back. And like me, and I asked my friends too. I was like, what did you guys think? And they were like, dude, I thought we would maybe be playing as like Richtofen and the people that were introduced in the cutscene. We were introduced to like these scientists that were being like teleported away. We were introduced to Blanchard. We were introduced to Richtofen again, and they all got teleported away. And the first thing I thought of, I was like, dude, we're starting in the dark ether. They're getting teleported to the dark ether. We're going to play as Richtofen, the scientist, and like the military like guy, Blanchard. And we're going to be playing as them, and we're going to get back to Liberty Falls. That's what the impression it left me personally as well. And it's like, it's not what it is,
Yeah. So I definitely see where you're coming from. I didn't think that they were going to start us off in the dark ether, and I 100% didn't think we were going to be playing as Richtofen. I've been jaded too many times. I can't accept that. So I did think that we were playing as Blanchard, at least. That made sense to me. And I thought we would be maybe playing inside of the house, starting inside of the house where that or not the house, wherever that the dinosaur was. The museum. And moving our way through that. And I thought that would have been really sick, looking up and seeing like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Like,
so cool.
That could have been really sick with zombies coming down the steps. Or maybe we are looking for Richtofen, so Blanchard got in an elevator and we at least see the Samantha Maxis drone thingy, something like that. But no, it was just looks like Golova or Standoff or whatever. So I am surprised that Terminus didn't get any love at COD Next. That's actually something I didn't really consider, and it's probably because I'm so involved in the zombies community. I think, I just kind of took it as like part 2 of the marketing. But yeah, that's actually a pretty good point. They didn't showcase it at all. They talked about it a little bit in the podcast, but they didn't bring it up for shit.
It's not just Terminus, though. That's the biggest thing, is that it's not just the map itself and the crew being back and that kind of stuff.
The mechanics,
the gameplay mechanics that have been changed. People are complaining like, dude, they're sick of infinite self revives. That's not a thing anymore. Okay, it's like they're complaining about they were like, dude, I'm so sick of these games having random attachments or whatever. I just want the Black Ops 3 weapon kit system. Dude, it's back. We have that again. People are complaining about things they don't even know have changed for the better again. They don't know. They don't know there's a solo save and quit option. They just know that they just see Cold War Zombies map Liberty Falls, and they don't know any of these cool gameplay additions that have been added to the core game,
what's interesting about your perspective is you're very critical of like the I don't want to call it the Cold War era, but just like the modern-ish mechanics. But then you're also very positive about the new changes that are coming. And that is kind of unique, because it's either like everybody either shits on what's coming, or we're just like coping. This is like our last toot on the cope train. You know what I mean? I'm on the cope train. I'm not gonna lie. So why are you so positive? Maybe not positive, but optimistic about these new changes. Like how are you feeling about those?
I gotta say, they've made my biggest criticisms of Cold War Zombies. They've already made improvements on. Okay, so the crew, it was my hands down biggest complaint. They're back. Awesome. Okay, I didn't like the story and the intel system, how it really worked. I'm super into it right now. I think it looks incredible. Okay, I'm like super hyped about that. I'm trying to think.
Well, self revives. Salvage has been dropped down to 1 currency, difficulty and Easter eggs. I'm just trying to throw shit at you.
Oh, like atmosphere, fully original zombies maps. Like even Liberty Falls and Terminus, they're made for zombies, and also atmosphere. Terminus is dripping in atmosphere. It's so nice. And it's like, And those, like, even if Terminus is kind of bland looking, it's a unique zombies map, you know? It's like, yeah, there's that rewind map in multiplayer that's like set in Liberty Falls, but it's like that is a chunk of the zombies map put in multiplayer. It's like
Yeah,
it's
I agree.
essentially equivalent to what we had in Black Ops 4, where we had the Horizon Drock map. It was down at the bottom. You
Agreed.
played in that the little city down at the bottom. It's the same thing. It's like you're not gonna like shit on like DE because it had the multiplayer map from Black Ops 4 in it. It's like yeah, it's like it just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, the thing is like yeah, they made giant improvements upon some of my biggest criticisms. Like yeah, the weapon kit system, I hated. Go get random attachments. I got a thermal sight on my gun. I have to hit pause, apply blueprint. I didn't have one set on this gun. Let me go to my other gun. Apply blueprint. Go to right bumper. Go hit A, and then I got my gun. Oh, it didn't work. There's a glitch where it just doesn't work the first time. I hit pause. I go do it again. Oh, I finally have the attachments on my gun that I wanted on there.
Living in the
It's like,
menus.
yeah, it's like it's just is frustrating. And so that's one thing is that they have made improvements on my biggest like problems I've had with Cold War. But the other thing is that I'm a huge believer that I genuinely think we can please all of the zombies fans with middle ground solutions. Okay. So again, people love the loadout system because they can spawn them with whatever gun they want and they can grind their camos for it. Okay. But why does that have to mean everything's overpowered? Why can I not just spawn in with maybe an XM4 and have it be equally as powerful as an M1911 from Black Ops 1? Why does it have to, like, why do those things have to clash? Why can we not just have the loadout system, but have a hard way to get it or make it so that the guns are like doo-doo garbage? Like, they're just not good. So that's what we need. It's like the middle ground solution. Like, any like controversial mechanic you can throw at me from Cold War zombies or new zombies in general, and I guarantee you there's a middle ground solution for it. A lot of it I'm actually touching on in a new video I'm working on, which is dedicated to just solely that topic of like basically finding the middle ground solutions or any solutions like that, and also trying to make it feel more like zombies. And so like something like the armor system. Why do we spawn in with armor? Okay, in
I
Black
actually
Ops
didn't
6.
even notice that.
Yeah, dude, just put that initial armor as a wall buy on the wall. Same thing with the mini map, okay? The mini map. Here's the thing: we've had a map in zombies before, okay? Like a bunch of the original zombies maps. There was a map on the loading screen, but it looked like a comic book. It was sick. If you load into World at War Doris, if you hit the pause button, there is a map of Doris. You can hit pause at any time and look at the map and be like, "Oh, this is where the teleporter is." It's like we've had that before, and no one gave a crap. You know, it's like it's like how the things look and feel, but also how you acquire them. It's not exactly the mechanics. So again, it's like the part I hate about the armor system is that it's just in front of you. It's just there. It's like the
it's
shield.
passive.
You had to go find those little parts, and then you had to go find a buildable table and build it. And so you got rewarded for trying to explore the map and open the map. You can sit in the spawn room in Cold War, and the zombies just drop armor, and you just tier 1 armor, just boom, the zombie just dropped it. And in Black Ops 6, you just start with it. It's like those are like the kind of things that it's just like it drives me crazy. I forget where I was going with that point. But
No,
I think I rambled on for a little bit too long.
that's good. No, I'm just listening, man. I mean, also in BO4, you started with specialists and you started with 4 hits, and you started with a strife pistol that you could melee zombies with up till round 6 with 1 hit. So it's like I'm not averse to some of these mechanics. I just don't like when certain things in zombies. My people who watch my podcast regularly are probably getting annoyed with me saying this, but I just don't like when things become passive. Like you were saying, exploring the map, getting the shield, the shield, exploring the map, getting rewarded for something overpowered, whatever it is. You can throw whatever example you want. That's what makes zombies fun to me. That depth of exploration, the atmosphere contributes to that. Like I was saying before, when the gameplay works with the atmosphere, and like you're hitting Apollo Zero to upgrade the wonder weapon, or you just see something off in the distance and you're like, why is that one space like glowing green? And you like you just want to go see, you just want to go check it out. You're like, I don't know what's happening there. It could be fucking nothing, but you just want to go see. And with Liberty Falls, there's nothing really that I want to see as of now. Granted, I haven't even played it, so I need to like kind of shut my mouth there. But just from watching the gameplay, like I guess the Etherella comic book Supergirl is kind of cool, I guess, and then like the bowling alley looks kind of cool. Um, I'll see when we get in there, but like Terminus has a lot more that I definitely want to explore. I want to kind of sink my teeth into that map. I'm really nervous again, not to be a Debbie Downer about how those Cold War mechanics from the past. I'm concerned if they're going to hold our hand too much because we have things like the Easter egg, we have things like Gobblegums coming back, and I'm wondering like, well, if we have all these easy kind of hand-holdy, I don't like phrasing it that way, but just like more passive, streamlined gameplay mechanics, are the gums necessary? Are the Easter eggs going to even have that feeling of difficulty if our progression is constantly pushing us to be overpowered super early in the map? Like, I'm just concerned about that. It's not something that's going to get answered until launch. It's not something that's going to be answered until we've had more time with the game. It's not something that's going to even be fully realized until a year from now when we have DLC 4 or 5 or however many there are, and we have all of the perks, we have all of the augments, we have all of the gums, we have everything that we need so that we can understand what the balance of the game is going to look like going forward for future games. And it's just, it concerns me. It does. I would be lying if I said it didn't.
I would say, yeah, definitely going off that, probably my biggest concern is how easy it is right now. People getting to 50 plus their first run on a zombies map. It's like, yeah, whether the map is easy or not, it's like you have to realize that these guys are using classic gobblegums. They're not using anything crazy. They have 0 augments, 0 permanent upgrades, of which, what is it? The perks, the field upgrades, and the ammo mods all can have 2 on. And so it's like, that's what concerns me. It's like, okay, it's cold. It looks like Cold War easy right now, but we can also get even way more powerful, apparently, with how the system is looking right now, and how they're saying like augments are going to like significantly improve or like change the way things work. And so it's like, if it's like that right now, like how is it going to be with like gobble? It's like the game's already broken. It's like the game's already easy and broken. Like, even if you're getting a perkaholic, it's not going to be special anymore. It's going to be like, oh, yep, I have enough points to buy it anyways because I haven't died in 15 rounds. Cool, I got my perkaholic. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's the stuff that worries me. So I just hope they find a nice way to balance balance it, because bringing perkaholic back just to bring it back doesn't mean shit if I can just go buy them. So just to kind of like wrap up here, like you were saying, shit, where did it go? Where did my question go? Oh yeah. So if you could, Terminus comes out, Liberty Falls comes out, you really like the gameplay, you're really feeling it. What kind of Easter eggs, like quest wise, main quest, what would you kind of like to see from those 2 maps? If you could maybe give a map that you like in the past, and maybe like a Shadows of Evil or something to kind of reference the difficulty and the style of egg, what would you like to see on both of these 2 maps?
Wait, so in terms of side Easter eggs?
No, main quest.
Oh, main quest, just main quest?
Or side, you can talk about both.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like definitely my favorite Easter egg style ever, Black Ops 1 Shangri-La, okay? I want that. I think that is, again, if you want to tack on an Easter egg, like boss fight at the end of that, I think that's cool. But I think in terms of the main, just how the Easter egg is laid out, I freaking love the Shangri-La Easter egg. Not only is it cool and it changes the nighttime, like whatever, you go into the past, not only is that sick, okay? And it completely changes how the map looks, but the quest with Brock and Gary and them being stuck and giving you hints towards what you need to do, and you can logically figure it out, okay? So, and there's like puzzles that are relatively like understandable. It's not just finding bones and crap around the map like Revelations. It's like, dude, Brock and Gary's like, oh my gosh, there's gas coming out, and then you walk around the map, you're like, oh my god, I see gas coming out of the wall. Like, how could you plug that up? A spike more? It's like, dude, it's so logical. It's like, yeah, the spike, it's like the only thing I can think of. And you place a spike more, a zombie walks by it, and then boom, it plugs it up. It's like, it's that kind of thing, or it's like, it's like those kind of Easter eggs where it's not exactly a nothing, no hand holding where it's like, okay, go figure it out, go shoot these random tombstones, or like go like shoot some random thing. It's not that kind of thing. They aren't telling you what to do or how to do it. They're giving you a push in the right direction. And it's usually with things like character quotes, like or just through visual storytelling, like Call of the Dead. Okay, you've got the crew that are stuck in the freaking room, and they're like, oh my god, what the heck's going on? And then you see like they screw something up, and they're like, oh, well, we gotta fix the generators or whatever. It's like we gotta. It's too powerful or whatever the reasoning was.
Yeah.
And then you see, oh, this thing behind me is now blinking red. What the hell is up with this? You're like, oh, what, you try knifing it. You're like, I don't know what the heck's going on with this. You try shooting it, and it's like this wasn't like this before. It's like they're saying that there's something up with the power or whatever. What can I do about this? You just chuck a grenade at it and it works. And you're like, oh, like I figured something out. I love that. That is what I love the most about Easter eggs. Not just the challenge. It's like feeling like, oh my God, I figured something out, you know? And I think you should be able to realistically do a good chunk of the steps just through being able to play the game and just like being like, okay, they need this. How could I do that? I think that's the perfect formula for a main quest. Again, Black Ops 1 didn't have boss fights. I love the boss fights. I think that'd be sick. Like just throw that on at the end, have a super challenging ending. Have the Easter egg as a whole. You get guided in the right direction. They don't tell you how to do it. No markers or anything. They're like, oh, we need a fuse. You go look around the map. And you're like, oh, I see a fuse up there. You shoot it. It falls down. You grab it.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of thing.
Nudges
it's
you.
Like, yes, exactly. But it doesn't give you no hints. It's not just an Easter egg where it's like, oh, I shoot some random thing and it does this cool little effect. And it's like, oh, this is a part of the quest. It's like you're actively being guided in the right direction, but then it also being challenging with things like hard puzzles. I think that's where the challenge should come from, where it's like you can kind of be like, oh my gosh, wait, this symbol matches with this symbol. Wait, I think if I do this, then these glow. It's like figuring that out. I think is so fun. But I also love the challenge of a boss fight. I love the ending being super hard. So it's like DE, I think, is a great Easter egg, and it's got that boss fight at the end where it's like you see something, like you see the pillars. You can realistically figure out like, oh my gosh, like there's the giant blast that insta kills you, but you're like, maybe if I hide behind this pillar, I'll survive, and you do. It's like see the electricity in the middle, and you're like, oh wait, what can I do with electricity? It's like I've got these Ragnaroks. It's like I use these to get in here. Maybe I put them down the middle, and it'll do something. It's like that kind of stuff. I think it's sick. In terms of side Easter eggs, I would say, I mean, Shadows is my favorite map, but I think I prefer Origins. I just think it has so many little things. I love the perk bottle Easter eggs.
Yeah.
I love the trials, the original trial system with how they had it. So it had set rewards with certain challenges. I love going for 115 headshots, getting my packed weapon. I love getting double tap for free, getting my 4 perks, then getting that 5th one free. I think it's sweet. It's like getting a free max ammo, having that stockpile and being like, oh, I think I'm going to go use that now. That kind of stuff. You've got the new grenade, like the airstrike grenade, and how you get that. You've got the fist upgrade, the 1-inch punch, and you can get like the elemental version of that, like when you're doing the Easter egg itself. Again, you've got the stabs with their own quest, and then an upgrade quest on top of that. It's like the Maxis drone, you're building that, multiple buildables, the shield. There's so much stuff to do. And my problem with new zombies is that they have seen like these little Easter eggs and stuff, but therefore like just garbage. So it's like, oh yeah, I do this cool thing, and then I got a loot crate, and you open it up. It's like, okay, I got maybe a jug can, I got like a piece of salvage, a flashbang grenade, and a tier 2 like AK. It's like, dude, it's so like boring, but it's like, dude, if I were to do that, and instead of getting that, it's like, dude, it's the Black Ops 1 glowing green perk bottle or perk can icon, or they even had it in Outbreak. Like literally just port that over from Cold War Outbreak, the perk can thing, and then you get that. It's a hard little hidden Easter egg. You like walk over that, boom, everyone gets a free perk. It's like random perk or whatever he says. It's like that's cool. It's like you can get the same reward. You can do it, but instead of it just plopping out of a chest and just being a little tiny little jug can on the ground, it's cool, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I pretty much agree. The thing that you mentioned with the Origins Easter egg, what I really like about the Origins like side Easter eggs or whatever, in tandem with a main quest, is I like the layering between the two. So I think 9 does a really good job of this, or yeah, probably 9, because you're going through and you're doing all the main quest steps, but then you're trying to get the wonder weapon, you're trying to upgrade the wonder weapon, you're trying to get through Pack-a-Punch and all that. So I guess Pack-a-Punch isn't really an Easter egg, but they layer in such a way where you're like, okay, I got to do this for a little bit, then I'm going to pop over here and tackle that, then I'm going to pop over here and tackle this, and oh, I got to get the shield too, can't forget that. And like you're just checking off all these little boxes of things to do inside of the map while also enjoying this beautiful environment and just killing all these awesome enemies. It's so cool. And my gripe though comes with like, fine, you can have side Easter eggs and zombies, you can have a main quest that's difficult, you could have all these cool rewards and they can intertwine, but am I just going to be able to buy it at the salvage table? Because then it's like, what, like imagine if you could do all that stuff in Origins, but they had a salvage table where you could just go buy the double tap perk, or you could go buy the G strikes, or you could go get a extra max ammo, or like a whatever, they had a loot crate or a ammo crate sitting out. It's like that takes away that excitement of manipulating the map. It's almost like wringing a rag dry of all the water in it. It's like you're wringing that map of all of its resources to benefit you, and you're just sucking them all up. You're getting all the perks, you're getting the G strikes, you're getting the LMG, doing that Easter egg, you're getting the Maxis drone, you have all the staffs upgraded. You've just like wrung that map fucking dry. And that's what I feel like gets taken away from Cold War modern zombies is a salvage table. It's just the craftable shit. It's like, I don't mind being able to craft a shield or craft something at a table. I think Dead of the Night's a great example of having tons of stuff to build and making it fun. But if I can just collect rewards from killing zombies and just get these get this passive currency, and then go up to a table and press square, like where's the excitement in that? When we were playing, when I was talking to Donuts last time, we were discussing how, and this is totally my fault, I thought that the Mangler arm was only on Terminus. I totally didn't expect it to be on Liberty Falls at all. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, dude, fucking bummer. That unique reason to go to an old map, to another map, to experience its features. That's why you picked Origins. You didn't pick Buried. You didn't pick the Horizon Drac. You didn't pick fucking Call of the Dead. You picked Origins because you can only do what you can do on Origins on Origins.
Yep. 100% agree. Yeah. I mean, going off of the salvage table though, I think they could do that system like and have it work, because I think when Cold War originally came out, when I saw the salvage table, what I thought in my head was they're going like Black Ops 1 Easter egg, okay? You need the Gershes, you need the QEDs, you need like all this crap in order to even do the Easter egg. And it's like, okay, instead of spinning the box for an hour and a half and getting unlucky and being ready to do the next step by round 6, but you can't because you can't get the right equipment to like move forward. It's like removing that RNG element. But the thing is that those aren't even needed for the quest or anything anymore.
I know they're not.
It just makes it easy. It's like I was like, okay, yeah, I see how this could be cool. But again, the other thing is that not only are they adding a salvage table to get all these things, but they're removing the cool way we used to get them. So again, there's been like, dude, think about Blood of the Dead, okay? The free monkey bomb Easter egg. There's like a little statue. You level up your specialist weapon. You kill the zombies around it. I think you shoot it or something, and then it teleports over to like the lab or whatever and spawn. It's like, that's sick. It's a free monkey bomb. It's like, but now it's you just kill zombies, they drop salvage, you go to the table, free monkey bomb. And there's not a free monkey bomb Easter egg. It's like, it's the fact that it's getting rid of that. And as well, it's like you don't hit the box and get the monkeys from the thing anymore. You literally don't, they remove that from the game. You can't hit the box and get Gershes. You can't hit it and get monkeys. You have to actually get the monkey bomb or the Gersh devices, go to a table, go craft it. It's not even like random. It's like, yes, the zombies can drop it, but it's like, usually when you got monkeys or Gershes and stuff like that, it would be from hitting the box and they would refill on the max ammo. And fun fact, I'm 90% sure, I haven't played Cold War in a minute and looked at it, but I'm pretty sure your equipment just never refills. You literally, like on a max ammo, it cannot refill unless you pick up more equipment or you buy more at the crafting table. So it's like, okay, you were in before, you could just hit the box, get monkeys, and then use them and refill it on a max ammo. Now you have to go to the crafting table to get monkeys in the first place. And if you want more, you have to go there again and go buy more monkeys. It's like...
Yeah, no, that's true. I think that is true. I mean, and then they did kind of fix that issue with Mule Kick, because you would be able to, like, if you purchased something in the table, it would give you have like a certain percentage chance to double it, which definitely helped. But yeah, I mean, these are the types of things that I think make the game easier. And like it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's just a little easy here, a little easy there, and then all of a sudden it's easy everywhere. So, well, hopefully they just I'm not looking for everything to just be catered to what I like. I'm really not. But if I could just have one thing in the game, well, one large thing, it would just be a lot of fucking cool atmosphere. That's what I want. I just want style in the map, and I want the Easter egg quest to be fun, challenging, and I want cool boss fights. That's really what I want. If they're going to do all this other stuff, I can't control that. I can't control that Warzone's ruining Call of Duty. I can't control that. So I have to let that stuff go. I know the gameplay isn't going to necessarily tick in the way I want, but I really like the way Cold War feels. I'm assuming Black Ops 6 is going to feel just as good, if not better. So there are a lot of positives I do look forward to, and you've kind of changed my opinion a little bit when it comes to, you know, kind of hating on the old Cold War systems, but being positive about what they're changing. And it sounds like they are listening. But Liberty Falls definitely put a thorn in my side, and I think COD Next was a mistake. I just don't think it was as good as a performance as it could have been. But I just want that atmosphere back. I'm hoping DLC 1 coming in November or whenever it does, December, is just killer. I hope it's just dripping with style. I hope it has such cool enemies. I hope there's unique features in the map.
It's something that you said, like the death by 1,000 paper cuts with the gameplay. It's like every little thing being slightly easier makes the whole game so easy. It's the same thing with the atmosphere and the feel of Zombies. The death machine doesn't have that style anymore. You know, the main menu is the multiplayer menu. The Warzone HUD is the HUD in Zombies. It's not unique to Zombies or the map. It's like all of that stuff comes together, and it's like, okay, yeah, you have the loadout system. It's like, but imagine if instead of just spawning in with your military gun, whatever, you instead hit the gobblegum machine, and it's a classic gobblegum, guarantees your loadout weapon first hit at the box. Boom. It feels like Zombies. You have to open up the map, get to the box. The mechanic's still there. It still works the exact same way, but it feels like Zombies. And it's like, again, like I had a comment that suggested it. I think it's a great idea, doing the buried wall chalk where you would select your loadout weapon is your chalk weapon. And then maybe near power, like in the center of the map or somewhere hard to get to, there's a question mark, and you walk up to it, boom, boom, boom. You write down, you draw your own custom gun on the wall. That is sick. If they presented it like that, I'd be like, dude, that's Zombies. That feels like Zombies. And again, it's like, even with something like the mutant injection and things like that, it's like why could we not? It's like, I mean, I know it's like development time and stuff, but imagine how cool it would have been if it was unique to that map, where it was like, dude, you inject it and you're the abomination.
Yep, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah, it's so freaking, like, that would be so cool. But again, it's like, it's just, I do think a big part of that is having all of the things be shared, where it's like all the maps get, or all the perks get added to the Wonder Fizz, and all the new equipment gets added to the crafting table. It's like, dude, imagine if the Gershes were only available from like what Firebase, or not, I think it was Mauer to like the last map. So it's like, dude, if you wanted to use the Gersh device in the new Zombies, you had to play one of those maps. It's like, I think that would help a ton.
Yeah, me too. All right, so our last, we just have a quick lightning round, and then we'll end things here. And I do appreciate you coming on. So let's just quickly get through these lightning round questions, and I'll let you have your night back. So our first question in this lightning round, just these are no think response, just say what comes to your heart, you know. All right, so perk limit versus no perk limit.
Perk limit, but more than 4.
Okay. Shield versus armor.
Shield.
Double tap or rarity system?
Double tap.
What's your favorite consumable system? Like gums, IW, Fate and Fortune cards?
I'd say like gobbles. Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 3. What other mode are you excited for aside from Zombies and BO6?
As in like something like Grief, or
no, like campaign, multiplayer, Warzone. Like, are you going to play anything else?
Multiplayer. The beta was awesome. Best beta we've had since Black Ops 3.
Yeah, quick question off of that. Do you think omni movement's going to affect zombies at all, or?
Here's what I'm going to say. Again, I think it's the same problem as loadout. Okay. Imagine if instead of omni movement starting with it, it's a stamina buff. You can't omni movement unless you have stamina up. And then you get stamina up and you're like, dude, this is sick. I can slide everywhere. It's like,
that actually could be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would make stamina even cooler than it already is.
All right. This one's going to be a little tough. You have to eliminate a zombies era. So either the Zelensky era, the Blundell era, or Kevin Drew's era.
Sorry, Kevin.
Sorry, Kevin. I would probably eliminate the Zelensky era if I had to pick.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that include Black Ops 1?
Probably, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Zelensky maps, but we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
All right. How do I want to swing this one? Okay. What's your favorite of these three controversial modes? IW zombies, Modern Warfare zombies, or Extinction?
Ooh. IW zombies.
Okay. Should open world zombies come back?
Yes.
Which iteration? Outbreak or?
Okay. I was so excited for Modern Warfare 3 zombies. They ruined it with the time limit. I think Modern Warfare 3 zombies without the time limit would be freaking sick. It's exactly what I wanted Outbreak to be. One giant map, perks machine set in the map, not just a Wonder Fizz. You have to go to the Pack-a-Punch to it's like it doesn't just appear when you complete an objective. You have to go to the actual thing. And it's like, it's so cool. But then there's a time limit, and as soon as I'm having fun, I get kicked out. Sucks.
Would you like to see the Dark Ether rifts and stuff, like sending you to specific location? Did you like those story missions and stuff like that? Or
I think those should have just been, you go there and you can infinitely survive in the Dark Ether. You set up in the normal map and then go in there and infinitely survive. Time limit completely ruins it. It's even less. It's like 15 minutes or something like that. It's like, dude, I even want to play less because I'm like, dude, if I just go in there, it's going to be cool. And I'm going to be having fun and then get kicked out.
Well, there's the hour long session, and then there's like a 30-minute Dark Ether, but then there's a 15-minute one too. There's like,
I think I was thinking of the hard one, like the hard mode
the hardest one. Yeah.
But even still, like 30 minutes, it's like, dude, if I hop into a game of like normal zombies and I just play for 30 minutes, it's like, dude, my average is like 1.5 to 2 hours. It's like, dude, and like a normal game of zombies, I'm barely even touching setup, like being set up. Maybe I've got Jug and Speakola, possibly by that point. It's like,
fair enough. Well, Lucas, I appreciate you coming on the show. It was really good talking to you. I really enjoyed your video. There was a lot of good points. You're definitely changing my perspective a little bit on like I said, on how to look at Treyarch, changing these other systems and trying to be a little bit more open-minded and positive about it. I feel like I was pretty open-minded with Terminus, but Liberty Falls kind of made me a little jaded. I'm not going to lie, but I'm doing my best. But I do appreciate you coming on. Thanks for, it was nice meeting you and chatting with you.
Cool.
And thank you all for watching at home. I appreciate you all very much. And we will see you all in the next episode.
Bye-bye.